camping.
Well, you know why? Because when I'm not on the toilet, I'm doing something for you.
Oh.
I'm cooking or cleaning or fixing something. Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to take you along with us as we go into the Black Hills for the first time. This was going to be our first time in South Dakota and we were in for a surprise.
Hope you're enjoying our show.
So when you get to the Black Hills, there are lots of things to see. So we had planned, I think, 4 or 5 days there, which turned out to be like barely enough to kind of scratch the surface. We kind of rushed through everything we did. We showed up, we got really lucky because it was 4th of July weekend, and it's hard to find a campsite 4th of July weekend, and we had no reservation. And when we were back at Devil's Tower, I had gotten on the phone. There was like one site available at Center Lake Campground. So we didn't necessarily choose Center Lake Campground, but it chose us. So we got to the campground.
And we realized why there was only one left.
Yeah, I guess everybody else knew that there was a reason not to take this site. We were basically parked in the street, weren't we? So much so that we had to get the camp host, asked him if he had any orange cones that we could put out to keep cars from driving into our camper. Yeah. So the spot that the camper was at was not very nice, but the actual site itself was pretty nice, back behind the camper. Problem was we were facing in the wrong direction, but you know, every site can't be perfect, and we were happy to have a place to be. First day was a rainy day, so we figured doing a cave on a rainy day would make sense. So we got up pretty early and we drove out to Jewel Cave. You have to go through the town of Custer to get there. And we show up at Jewel Cave and like I said, it's raining, and we go up to the ticket booth, and what had happened? Something fell through the ticket booth. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Their roof was damaged.
They weren't selling tickets until the next day, and
yeah, because they only let like so many people a day in.
Yeah.
And we weren't there all that late. It might have been like 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
And they were all full for the day, so our plans were shot.
22 seconds.
So that we wouldn't have a wasted day, we decided we needed a little rest anyway. We were sort of tired. We'd take it a little slow that first day and get some chores done. Our laundry had backed up on us at this point, and we got laundry done, and we found
the lost sock.
The lost sock.
The lost sock. We found it.
Where?
From the Grand Canyon.
Episode what?
Episode 3?
Episode 0, the commercial.
Goodness, from our Grand Canyon. When we first started making videos, our trailer had something about it in it about the lost sock, and we pull into Custer, and here is the lost sock.
So we found the lost sock.
Remember they had popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had popcorn at the laundromat.
And Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, we know every Wi-Fi spot in the country.
Remember they didn't call it Wi-Fi, did they? The boys.
What did y'all call it?
Wi-Fi.
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 After laundry, on our way back through Custer, we saw a neat little store that was selling antlers and buffalo hides and all sorts of cool stuff, and they had this pickup truck. Remember the truck out front?
Yeah, there was a pickup truck with a bunch of deer antler in it.
Full of them.
Like a bunch, like hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
And so we went in this shop and looked around. It was really cool. You could get all sorts of animal parts.
Any ankles,
ears,
heads, ears,
bones,
whatever.
Butts.
No.
I got a bare joint bone, like toe joint.
I
A
forgot
bear
what I
toe
got.
joint.
I forgot what I
A
decided
bear
to
toe
get.
joint.
I'm so glad that your mother talked us into letting you get a bear toe joint.
I forgot what I got.
We use it all
You
the
went-
time. Duh.
Wow.
What? Remember, you were just using the bear toe joint.
I use it all the time, 24/7.
How much was it?
I don't remember.
No,
deer hoof.
it wasn't a deer hoof. It was part of a deer ankle.
Part of a deer
Yeah.
ankle.
How many times a day do we use that deer ankle?
24/7.
So after Custer, we got back to the campsite and had several hours in the afternoon to just relax. We took the hammocks out and we let the boys play around, and they ended up making friends with some other kids across the
Campground. Is that the
campground.
word you're searching for?
Campground.
So we just found sticks on the ground and had played with them as if they were guns and swords and stuff. And I still have this baby. I brought it with us home. It fell apart because I was throwing it in the air.
At me.
No, just in the air.
At me.
And, well, I call it the Custer stick.
Where does it live?
It lives under Ethan's bed. Or behind the chair in our room.
So the next day we got up and we went back to Jewel Cave, and we're finally able to make it in there that morning. And we did get the early tour, right? Did we make it
Yeah,
on the
we
early
did.
tour?
We did. Well, we got there a lot earlier. We got
Yeah.
there about 7:30 or
Yeah, it
so.
was pretty early.
Yeah, we were there before the Rangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were.
We were 25 people back, and we were there a half hour before they even opened. Anything that has a limited number, well, for one thing, we didn't know that this had a limited number. So now when we plan to do things, we research that first, so we know if it's just open to anybody that comes, or if there's a limit. Because there's been several things we visited that have had, the missile silo,
Yeah.
definitely.
By the
but
way, we don't do that. We don't actually research that stuff.
we don't.
You never research
You never
anything.
research anything.
What?
No, I research it.
Remember
This is being cut out because Dad
Remember-
researches everything. Are you kidding me?
Remember
I'm a researcher.
Inspiration Point?
Oh, yeah.
When you
Oh,
think I'm
you're
in the,
talking-
if you think I'm in the restroom doing nothing, I'm researching.
That's gonna be put in that video.
Whoa, that's
That's
being put
gonna
in.
be put in that video. Hey everybody, Newsline. While he's on the toilet, he's looking up stuff.
That big behind.
I had to try and turn.
You see that, Tony?
No.
There's like little hairs on it. It sounds
Years
like,
and cleaning
Oh,
them
yeah.
off.
wow.
Really? That's a job.
Right.
Does it just happen within the walkways that we walk, or are you saying you have to go up in there and do that too?
It's mostly where people have been. All right, folks. Stopped you here to talk a little bit about this formation.
It was interesting. I'm glad we did it. It is probably, is it fair to say, maybe the least spectacular of any caves we've done?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just kind of cracks in the ground. I mean, I realize it's got some things to it that make it a special cave, but as non-cave goer people, it wasn't as, maybe it's awe-inspiring to a geologist or something, but to us, we enjoyed the day. But we've been to a few better caves since.
Yeah, we have.
Most definitely.
And over time, the limestone erodes away. And being
Yeah, the visitor center at Jewel Cave was pretty cool. We spent some time in the visitor center and we saw some activities happening outside. So we went outside, and of course, when the boys do the Junior Ranger program, they have to get involved in one of the Ranger programs. And so I think there was a girl outside with
Bunch of animal skins.
a bunch of animal skins, and so you guys participated in that. Funniest thing when we were, so they offer several different tours of the cave. The one we did, I think, is the one that probably most people do, but there's one that's more adventuresome. And when we went outside, they had this little box on the ground. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And the box had this little hole which couldn't have been, I wouldn't have fit through it.
No way.
Yeah.
We thought it
And-
was a bench. at
Yeah.
first.
Well, the ranger and about 5 or 6 people that were going to go on this hike go over to this thing, and in order to qualify to go on the hike, you have to prove that you can get through some of the tightest spots in the cave. And so they have to get down and crawl through this little hole in this. Maybe the boys are getting old enough. If we do another cave, you guys can go on one of those tours.
No.
I don't know about that.
So we finished up our tour in the cavern and we did our ranger booklets and got our badges.
I promise to preserve and protect.
I promise to preserve and protect all Sunday. High fives. Congratulations, both of you. There you are. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you next time. Roland Ragu signing out.
That was bad.